Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you for joining me for DSP Paper Play Series. This is card number 11, and we are going to be using a retro sketch. Again, love these sketches. This is actually retro sketch number 64. If you guys want to head over to the retro sketch blog, I'll link their link over on my blog. But I don't think their blog is active anymore, but the projects are still available. So I think you get inspired over there. Okay, we're using an older but well-loved paper pad. This is actually from Pebbles. It's called Garden Party. I'm going to start off by trimming down our pattern paper. I want to create a background, and this is a real pretty soft pale pink and white print. My end here, I think I had coffee on it probably, so I trimmed that off, but I'm going to trim down a panel that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So basically it's going to leave me a 1/4 inch around my card front. So that panel is ready to go. There is a slightly darker pink cardstock that was in the pattern paper. I would call it maybe like a rosy pink. I did trim down a 3/4 inch strip with that pattern paper. Now we have a blue that has kind of a grid pattern on it, and then we have a white printed paper. We're going to use those to create a fun little background. Now I brought in some white cardstock because I wanted a photo frame. I have several sets, but this is probably my favorite. It's from Avery, Elle, and it's called Photo Mat. I'll link it down below. Now when I die cut this out, it's nice if you're going to use your card front panels to cut out to center it, because you can actually create another photo frame with it. I'll put that in my scrap pile, but that would make a great card also. The size of the photo frame is like perfect for an A2 size card front. There's a little hillside and then a little background for that. And then when you die cut it out, you'll also die cut out 2 small clouds. We're going to use just the clouds for our card today. I have my circle dies. I'm going to find one that's going to pretty much fit the inside of my photo frame, and we're going to die cut that out with the blue cardstock there. And then I'm also going to take that same circle die and cut out a portion of the printed paper. I'm just making sure that the print is right side up. This is going to be basically like a landing for my image. And speaking of image, I'm going to bring in a older stamp set that I've had from Gerda Steiner Designs. This is called Fall in Love. So cute. There's a lot of little couples in here. There's some owls, some little squirrels, and then there's some mice. And I'm going to take the mice. Mice are so easy to color. I'll use my warm grays to color in. I did leave the coloring in, but we're going to stamp this with Memento ink on some alcohol marker friendly cardstock. You have 2 little mice with their nose touching. I thought that was just so sweet. Again, I'll color these in with my warm grays, just starting off with my W0 and then highlighting it with a lighter W, and then I'll rosy up the cheeks. The little girl and the mouse, I did color the bow in with some blues, kind of matched the background with that grid paper. But that's it, all the coloring we're going to do. I'm going to use my scissors, and then we'll fussy cut out our image. But you know what, after I started cutting, I thought, you know what, I think I might have the dies for this. Sometimes I forget if I get the dies or not, but I do have the coordinating dies, so I'm going to just take that and line it up and die cut out my cute little mice here. So that's our image for our card today. We're going to make kind of like a Valentine card. Okay, we're going to take this 3/4 inch strip and we're going to fishtail the end. If you guys have a square punch, I've had this forever, don't even know where I got it from, but it's a 1 inch square punch. To fishtail, sometimes it's easier. I do have banner dies that will cut out a fishtail perfectly, but sometimes a square punch is just so easy. You just pick it up and punch it and go. You just put the corner on your pattern paper and it'll fishtail it for you. That's the best thing about those square punches. Okay, we're going to go ahead and assemble our card now. We are creating an A2 size card. I'm going to go ahead and add my background pattern paper. Again, this measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And then, again, we're using our sketch as a guide. Now, the fishtail banner in the sketch has fishtails on the top and bottom, but I'm going to actually turn this into a tag. I love doing this. I love the detail that it adds, but I am going to shorten it up a bit. I'm going to slide the top underneath the photo frame, and then the bottom is going to be on top of the photo frame. So I cut basically maybe about a half an maybe 2 inches off. And whenever I do that, I want a straight edge because this is going to line up on my top of my card front. I always get it crooked, so I'm going to go ahead and use my paper trimmer to even that out. Okay, since we're going to turn this into a tag, I do like to have a dainty little scalloped edge, so I'm going to bring in some scalloped dies. These are really cute, and sometimes I have leftover from my card designs, and I'll stick them behind the package. Rather than just die cutting it out, it's so much easier to just grab a scrap from behind the package. So I had one. I'm going to go ahead and trim down a 3/4 inch strip. We wanted the width of our kind of rosy pink pattern paper here. Okay, this is going to be really long, but that's okay. We're going to trim off the end. I'm going to go ahead and put this extra piece back in my package for next time. We're going to go ahead and flip this over. I'm going to fold it down. I wasn't sure how much of a tag topper I wanted, so we're going to start off wide, about 3/4 inches. I just trimmed off the excess. I'm going to add adhesive, line it up over my pattern paper here, and then fold the back over. And I loved just that little itty bitty scalloped edge. Just adds so much to your card. You would be surprised. And I'm thinking I wanted the top of my my little tag to be lined up with my pattern paper. So I think it's just a little 3/4 inches is way too the height is just too tall for my tag. So I shortened it a bit too, but probably I'd say about a 1/2 of an inch. Maybe a little over than 1/2 of an inch. I think this is going to work out perfectly. Okay, I'm going to take my crocodile. We're going to punch a hole in the center of our white area. And then I'm also going to bring in some of my eyelets. I chose some I'd say darker colors. They're almost like a brushed pewter, maybe. It's just not a bright color. I added that to my tag, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some white twine. Just going to trim down a small piece. I like to fold my twine in half and then put the loop part through the eyelet here, and then I'll have a hoop on one end. I'll take the other side of my twine. We'll just pick that up and run that through the loop, and then it threads it beautifully. Okay, now we are going to take our little circle here and we're going to create a little hillside. I'm just using my scissors to create a wavy line, basically like an S. And then that is good to go. I'm going to add adhesive behind this piece and place this on my blue pattern paper, just making sure there is print on this grid paper. So I'm just making sure the print's right side up. And then this is going to be a nice little background. I'm going to go ahead and flip over my photo frame. I'm going to add adhesive to the bottom portion of the tag and then slide this inside my window so the top portion is hanging out, and then I'll add foam adhesive behind the entire tag and photo frame. It's going to give my card a little dimension here. Just remove the release paper, and then we'll, making sure it's centered, we're going to line it up. We want to center it left to right, and then make sure that tag is on the very top of our pattern paper. So I'm just kind of carefully kind of positioning it before I can commit to putting it down. I think that's going to work out perfectly. We're going to go ahead and take the tails of our bow, or our twine, and we'll tie it in just a minute. I think we're going to go ahead and add our circle. I'm adding foam adhesive, but one of the sides is going to be on top of the tag, so I'm going to double up on the opposite side. This way everything's nice and easy, but it's one level higher than my photo frame. And again, my circle is just a little bit larger than the square in my photo frame. We're going to add our little mice. I'm just going to add some foam adhesive behind them. They're not going to go exactly on the hill that we created. I want to lower them a little bit because I want them to be standing on my sentiment, and so we're going to just put them slightly lower than our circle. Okay, I did pop up each of my little clouds here. We'll take the larger one, place it to the right, take the smaller one and add it just above our little mice's head. I do want to add some little hearts, so we're going to make a little room for some hearts above their noses there. Okay, here's where we're going to tie the bow. I knew we would get to it eventually. Once our bow is tied, and I'm going to use my scissors and just trim off the excess here. And then we are going to, we need a sentiment for this card. So I'm bringing in an oldie but goodie stamp set and die set. They actually are meant to coordinate. It's from Simon Says Stamp. They're called Love. Even the die set's called Love. It's very pretty font. It does have an outline. I'm going to die cut the outline with my vellum, and then with red cardstock I'll die cut out the word Love, and then I did use my glue and layered them both together. From the stamp set, I did stamp with a pale gray ink, I Believe In, and then I just blocked it off with my scissors and put that right underneath our little mouse's feet for them to stand on. My Love I did pop up with foam adhesive also. For finishing touches, I have my little hearts. These are from Sticko. I don't know, I love these hearts. They are little puffy hearts. Some of them have polka dots on them, and there's a lot of different colors. I use them a lot, but they're like 99 cents at Walmart in their little craft section. Love these little hearts. But I used a couple of them. The larger one has polka dots on it, and then the smaller one is slightly darker, but I added them just above the noses. But that is my card today, my DSP Paper Place series number 11. For more details, visit my blog, guys. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for joining me. I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.